Porsche designers, how much attention shall we pay to the wheel design? Project leader, yes. Welcome here to the Porsche Macan facelift, the last hurrah for the Macan. The last time we will see it with a combustion engine. Today the Macan S, later also the Macan GTS here to come on our channel. This one here already more powerful. All the changes now with Thomas and Autogefühl. Let's go. By the way, if someone puts my first remark, like my first two sentences, as a comment, it might be the highest ranking one. Just a tip from me. Here the front of the Macan facelift, you can see the lower bumper has been altered a little bit, depending also on the model. The GTS will look a little bit more sinister. Then huge opening right here, LED standard, already with this dynamic light function. This one here is called deep black, this color here. Yeah, and even more screaming out wheels to come. This is also new, this kind of stamped in structure than here for the front design. A little bit more overhang now on the redesign, 4.73 meters or 186 inches. And here the Macan S automatically comes with 20-inch wheels. 19 would be the standard one for the base model. And then 21-inch wheels, optional. You can also see them here in the obvious golden color. Wow, that looks really massive. In contrast here to the deep black metallic look. And well, here we have the optional carbon ceramic brakes, but then yellow brake calipers with golden wheels. Nah. Or what's your take on that? Tell me yours in the comments. Then the typical round Macan design, Porsche strong shoulders right here. And suspension wise, the base model starts with a normal suspension, then optional or standard for the S model, the PASM, the active suspension management, means the adaptive suspension, and then optional or standard for the GTS, the air suspension, but with a sporty note. And we also have it here today. A very clean and cool look here for the rear, light strip going all the way through, and even more impressive when you open it up in the morning in a basement garage or something. Yeah, that's fancy. Optional sports exhaust here mounted, and then the diffuser style already for the Macan S, and again this stamped in styling right here. And power wise or acceleration wise, zoom more to the engines, 4.6 seconds is the acceleration figure here then to 1 kilometer or 62 miles an hour, and 4.3 with the GTS. So essentially now the S is what the GTS was before, and the GTS is now what the turbo was before. So everything upgraded, but then goodbye to the turbo. So cool always how that hood opens, like here, they cut in for the headlamps. Then you have a very clean look here today on the Macan S, now already with the 2.9 liter V6 bi-turbo. Before that only the GTS had that. Here now with 380 horsepower, 20 horsepower upgrade. In the GTS even a 60 horsepower upgrade to 440 horsepower with the very same engine. That's then the top of the lineup. And as a base, the known 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, but now also with the horsepower upgrade, 265 horsepower. Yeah, you know, in 2023 there will be the all-new Macan on the all-new electric platform. But then this one will still be built on this old platform. Well, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, because here you still know what you get. That's why we are here today. I think you'll never guess the full price of holding this key in your hand. Try it now in the comments. How much is this car actually as it stands here right now with all the extras included and so on? Take your guess now, and later on I will show you the full extra list, and you won't believe. Door closing sound. Solid. Inside of the door here today with a nice carbon fiber insert and the bright styling. You can, by the way, also get the fabric leatherette mix for the base seats in 3 different colors, in grey, beige or black. These here are the optional animal skin seats, and here this is also the optional sport seat, which has, you know, some more shoulder accentuations. It's not really needed. The base seat will also do just fine and just gives you more possibilities actually. Then the steering wheel, rather classic one, and great to have the drive selector here still in that place. And I can't believe that this vehicle, and also the price we'll show later to you here, with the key it's really nice, but then there's no keyless entry function. You always have to press it open manually, and then you also have to put it in here. It has some kind of cool thing, you know, and heritage and so on, but still, you know, no keyless entry, nor for the door, neither for starting up the car. Really? Inside, comfortable seating position here, so already feels like a grown-up SUV indeed. Steering control is here electric, in and out, up and down, takes a while. And heated steering wheel is also an option. It's right here behind that steering wheel, so hidden place. And 1m86, 6'1", no problem. As for the headroom, really nice and clean design, everything wrapped tightly, typical Porsche design. And also when you go for the animal-free seats, you can get, for example, beige in the lower part and black on the top part, that it doesn't reflect, you know, similar styling to this one. New 10.9-inch screen. This one is now an update, also with the newer software. Zoom into the details of that. Of course, it gets a little bit more complicated then, but looks cleaner. And then here, the middle console, what have they done there? Yes, they kept the normal climate dials. Gladly they did that. However, rest has been made rather buttonless and then more capacitive buttons. However, they are actually quite big and clear. So as for capacitive buttons, it's quite good. And also this new shifting lever here, which is giving you a very analog and, you know, crisp and, you know, old school feedback. I like that actually. Adaptive cup holders here, an armrest and with 2 USB-C chargers underneath them now. And the steering wheel, still classic way. Love that they have this drive mode selector right there. Instruments, yes, still the analog stuff with a small digital speed meter. And on the right side, you can then adjust some things here on this, you know, for example, also have the map in there. That's all we need actually. That's totally fine. So why not? And fuel economy, I can already tell you right now. So yeah, some 11 liters, 1 kilometers you have to calculate with, so some 20 mpg. Here we go with the infotainment system. See here, GPS map is not that responsive, takes a long time to load and so on. But it looks actually quite fancy, and also the glass feels, you know, really cool and soft. Apple CarPlay integration looks like this. You can still have, you know, something at the side then, for example. And let's listen to that sound here. We have the Bose sound system, which is giving, yeah, a very typical Bose sound, which sounds, let's say, you know, not too bass heavy, but really clear, but not too exaggerated. So I like this, you know, Bose gives this kind of, you know, like, yeah, special standard Bose sound. It's really hard to describe. Well, in the rear, it, yeah, you know, hardly fits exactly maybe when the driver would be a little bit shorter. Headroom is no problem, but legroom wise, yeah, this is kind of hit and miss with the Macan. It's somewhat okay for 4 tall adults, but just okay. The seating position itself is actually quite good if there just would be a little bit more legroom, right? Now 2 USB-C chargers here in the rear, still a climate unit, and then these cup holders here are also adaptive. That's nice. And from here we can also see this nice microfiber headliner. And by the way, oh, this light here is one of the highlights indeed. Especially looks cool at night. Yeah, but that's the only thing, because otherwise there's no real ambient lighting. Classic Macan trunk opening right there, still a nice solution. And then here the normal length is a little bit less than 1 meter or 40 inches. And the width is a little bit more than 1 meter or 40 inches. That's actually good. So here, cabin trolley easily to be fitted in right there. And you fold the seats from the rear seats and then also 1-1-1. So you don't have a 40-60 split. You can also fold this one here individually. What was your price guess? Here, the Macan S starts at 70,000 euros, for example. And then here, air suspension as an option, 2,400 euros for the extra sports exhaust, 8,000 euros for the carbon and ceramic brakes. And it continues. And here we go. Rear view camera, that's at least in US. Adaptive sport seats, yeah, you shouldn't go for them because then it's only animal. And then, what the hell? Really? 112,000 euros or dollars? Yeah, I mean, so many awesome things we've already seen up to this point. But 112,000 euros? Well, does the driving agility justify that price? Let's find out. Welcome to Thomas's Performance Driving Lounge here with the Porsche Macan S in the updated facelift version. So this one essentially now the power of a GTS, and we'll see how that brings this new 2.9 liter V6, or newly in the S version, up to speed from 40 kilometers an hour on the German motorway. Let's go. top, that's 200 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour. Very smooth acceleration. You maybe also saw the all-wheel drive distribution if you are watching this on a big TV screen or something. And this one here equipped with the optional air suspension, but here tuned on a stiffer note in the Sports Plus mode. I said here on the steering wheel, and wow, this feels so agile for an SUV. See here, the suspension is not shaking up at all. At the same time, the air suspension does deliver comfort, so that's very good. And bear in mind that we have the 21-inch wheels on this vehicle. So although these are the big wheels, the ride is really good and comfortable still. So sportiest mode here, 21-inch wheels, and this is the key of the air suspension. So you can set it on a stiffer note. In the comfort mode or the normal mode, then it's a little bit softer. But this air suspension really delivers a great compromise between sportiness and comfort. And this is to me also different to what Mercedes does than in the AMG air suspensions. They tune it to such a stiff note that you don't feel it's an air suspension anymore. But here actually it still does a great job. Also upright seating position, so you have a comfortable seating position overall. And you have these compact sizes, you know, so the SUV is not too big. So it feels very good in the handling, and yes, it is an old platform, we know that. But on the other hand, it's very well developed, and I always say it's usually better to buy a vehicle that is not that new, because things have gone wrong before. And so if the vehicle is on the market for a longer time already, there are less mistakes. Best example, VW Golf 7.5 versus the 8. Get a 7.5, you can still get one. Trust me on this. Yeah. But here, really very nice. Also in normal mode, when you hit the throttle, good acceleration. So definitely so much more power than before. 4.6 seconds with the Sports Chrono package we have also in this vehicle. Yeah, and that's of course for an SUV really good in performance. Very precise from that steering wheel. Look at that. I mean, lane change, every single lane change is so much fun. And you do sit upright, but at the same time you think like, wait a minute, this is a sports car and this should be lower. You know, your brain is like, yeah, this behaves like a sports car and it steers like a sports car, but why am I sitting that high? It's like, what's wrong here? And there's also a reason why the Porsche Macan is the most successful Porsche model of, I think also of all times. I mean, current highest sales, of course, yes. And especially also, true Porsche fans will hate this, but the Porsche Macan 4-cylinder is the most important Porsche model in the world. Yeah, that's just the thing. And people buy it because they get the Porsche experience without lower back pain. And the same accounts for me. I sit terribly in a Porsche 911. I just have to say it over and over again. I don't think it's comfortable at all. Others might disagree and find the 911 comfortable. It's good for you. I'm really happy for you if you find that. But to me, it's not. And the Macan or the Cayenne, they are. And that's the reason why Porsche is, for example, in China known as an SUV brand. And the SUVs are sold way more than their sports cars, meanwhile. Very nice from that all-wheel drive distribution, showing us that we have a rear-wheel bias from that all-wheel drive. And the more I hit the throttle, I did concentrate on the road when I did the first acceleration, but you've maybe seen it. So the more I hit the throttle, the more power is also transported then to the front wheels. Sorry, Thomas, I didn't quite get what you mean by that. Yeah, like this. So really nice from the performance, and this could be racetrack anytime. Here, of course, at 200 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour, the wind has picked up as for the wind noise. So, but overall, it's relatively silent in here. Let's bring it to a normal motorway speed. Yeah, here at 106. Nah, that's yeah, I know. That's normal German motorway speed. Sorry for that. Okay, let's bring it to worldwide normal motorway speed. yeah, that's like 130 kilometers an hour now. So yeah, you got me totally with that. So like 70, 80 miles an hour, and this here is reasonably silent. That would be a good cruising speed, and you can set the cruise control. Not the most sophisticated one, but it has also the the distance sensor. There's not much with lane keeping assist and so on. So this one is rather classic. This is rather an old school vehicle, if you want it that way in comparison. But to me, that's not a bad thing. So this car feels here more analog than a lot of others. Just some digital displays right there. Yes, they have the updated infotainment system here now, but big analog meter and so on. And yeah, just as analog as I need it, actually, as a car enthusiast. Or what do you say? So I really have to say I'm so much into new technology that improves safety and also comfort and everything. But some things just need to be analog in a car, doesn't it? And now agile driving up the hill, Autogefühl's peak. Let's see about the steering precision here once again. You have good resistance in the steering wheel, so it's not that you have these typical new steerings which feel like steering through thin air. This is really rather natural feeling. It could maybe be a little bit more progressive, but it's still, of course, really nice and very precise. In every degree area something is happening. Then these rather short dimensions of the Macan, which really help in the corners. Here you can set to the normal mode back again. Then the exhaust note is also more silent. When we pass these houses here and don't want to annoy them while they're... Oh, there's the so-called Deutsche Heilige Mittagsruhe. It's like the holy noon break from 13 to 15, like from 1 to 3 o'clock p.m. And you're not allowed to mow the lawn outside then, for example. Yeah, German habits. But then, when we're outside the houses, nice. Lovely. And also like plop crackles from the exhaust. Now the hairpin bend is coming. Let's see. I hope no one is... again, someone is parking there, but I think I can still test it. Yes. Really nice. Such a smooth and sporty driving experience. Definitely, with that facelift, still one of the sportiest SUVs out there. And of course, with this power upgrade, even more powerful than before. Well, what to compare? Definitely the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, the bigger model, with an awesome review. Watch that. And also the competitors here of the Macan.